Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the true operational heart of your organization's information security. We spend so much time talking about perimeter defenses, firewalls, and external threat actors. But today we're looking inward. We're going to examine the very tool that is supposed to map out your protection and how, ironically enough, it can become your absolute biggest liability if it's mishandled. So get ready, because we're going to break down the mechanics of the Information Security Risk Register, expose a massive vulnerability that actually plagues a lot of mature enterprises, and then explore an elite, veteran-engineered solution to fix it once and for all.
Now, I want you to pause for a second and really think about this. If you're sitting in the C-suite or if you're a security leader, I need you to critically and honestly evaluate this. Where is your highly confidential, operational record of identified risks currently residing? Because this isn't just a list of theoretical problems. This register contains your system's deepest flaws, your vulnerabilities, your calculated risk scores, and the exact plans you intend to use to fix them. It is essentially the master blueprint of every single crack in your organization's armor. Think about it. If a malicious actor wanted to know exactly where to strike, this document is literally the holy grail. So where is it living right now? That brings us to Section 1, the core internal vulnerability, and the paradox of internal exposure. Let's look at how good intentions can actually lead to completely catastrophic security gaps. The contrast we're talking about here is vital. In the ideal state, your risk register should be a highly secure, confidential operational record. It needs to be locked down, encrypted, and governed by strict need-to-know access controls. But then we have the nightmare reality, the one auditors find time and time again. This incredibly sensitive document is so often stored on an unencrypted shared drive that is accessible to virtually all employees. It's a complete paradox. The very document created to track and manage your security posture actually becomes a massive, self-inflicted internal threat. You are essentially taking the blueprint of your system's weaknesses and pinning it to the company breakroom bulletin board. Moving right along to Section 2, catastrophic audit failures and the major non-conformance. Now, what's really interesting about this is that internal mismanagement isn't just a theoretical risk to your data. It translates directly into catastrophic operational failures during a formal audit. It isn't just about where the file is stored. It's about how it's maintained. There are exact triggers for a devastating major nonconformance. First, if your register shows identified high risks but completely lacks corresponding risk treatment plans, you fail. It means you know the house is highly flammable, but you haven't bothered to buy a fire extinguisher. Second, if your target completion dates for risk mitigation have expired, you fail. And third, if those expired mitigation dates completely lack documented management review, you fail again. That shows a complete breakdown of executive governance and oversight. So, the absolutely crucial point here is that this failure falls under two fundamental, unyielding mandates: the execute risk assessment and calculate risk clauses. Notice, we aren't talking about specific year iterations or arbitrary control numbers. We are talking about timeless, mandatory operational clauses. Auditors rigorously and mercilessly enforce these enduring mandates. They demand strict adherence to mitigation deadlines and comprehensive treatment plans, completely regardless of what year it is or what specific technology you're running. These are the absolute bedrock principles of the Policies for Information Security Control. Which leads us to Section 3, the evolving timeless standard and withstanding the test of time. Because information security is an ever-shifting landscape, your framework just has to be rooted in an evolving standard. Listen to this mandate. Contrast obsolete, superseded standards of a bygone era with the latest version of the standard which withstands the test of current times and the latest evolved learning curves. That is exactly what separates an elite, mature enterprise from an organization that is just struggling to keep its head above water. Clinging to outdated legacy approaches, like those unencrypted shared drives or static unmanaged spreadsheets, is a guaranteed path to audit failure and genuine security breaches. You absolutely must adopt a framework that evolves. Let's look at how to do that in Section 4, the Veteran Solution Framework, engineered by industry experts. So, how do you actually fix this without spending thousands of hours reinventing the wheel? Well, you utilize a professional, done-for-you, editable Excel template engineered by industry experts. We're talking specifically about principal auditors and lead instructors operating under the aegis of the ISO Training Institute. And it all starts with the number 6,
This enterprise-grade template immediately equips you with 6 highly detailed, fully editable sheets. It brings order, logic, and professional formatting to your risk management process, ensuring nothing is left to chance and absolutely no mandatory audit requirement is overlooked.
Next up is the number 68. This isn't some blank template that just leaves you staring at a flashing cursor wondering where to start. Right out of the box, this framework includes an extensive risk treatment plan that explicitly addresses 68 specific real-world risks. It hands you the methodologies, the scoring mechanics, and the exact treatment strategies that auditors actually want to see. And the true depth of this tool extends even further to 217. Beyond those initial treatment plans, this solution gives you a massive repository of an additional 217 risks, complete with their corresponding threats and vulnerabilities. Whether you're dealing with physical security, cloud infrastructure, or human resource compliance, this repository ensures you have the baseline data to execute a world-class risk assessment immediately. Finally, Section 5. Your ISMS maturity head start and effortless customization for elite frameworks.
This all brings us to the ultimate value proposition for your organization: actionable implementation. Integrating this veteran solution is just incredibly straightforward. Step 1, you simply open the document and remove the hypothetical placeholders. The experts have used placeholder names like ABC Technologies Private Limited and the acronym ABCTPL. Step 2, you insert your custom corporate logos, your own acronyms, and your company's name. This logo customization takes literal minutes. But step 3 is where the real magic happens. By implementing this framework, your organization gains an immediate 15 to 20-year head start in ISMS maturity. You're instantly bypassing decades of trial, error, audit failures, and administrative friction.
So, the final question I have for you today is this. Are you ready to stop risking catastrophic audit failures and start securing your operational vulnerabilities with an elite, proven system? Don't leave your most sensitive security data exposed. And please, don't try to build this entire thing from scratch. You can secure this professional, enterprise-grade framework today, exclusively at ISO27001.institute. Take control of your risk register, impress your auditors, and lock down your internal data. Head over to ISO27001.institute right now to get started. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.